Now, today is the International Day of Persons Living with Disabilities, an observance promoted by the United Nations since 1992. It has been observed with varying degrees of success around the world. The observance of the day aims to promote an understanding of disability issues and mobilize support for the dignity, rights, and well-being of persons living with disabilities. It also seeks to increase awareness of gains to be derived from the integration of persons with disabilities in every aspect of political, social, economic, and cultural life. The World Report on Disability, published in 2011, said about 25 million Nigerians had at least one disability, while 3.6 million of these had very significant difficulties in functioning. International Day of Disabled Persons for 2019 has been themed, "The Future is Accessible." I'm now being joined in the program by Mr. Kelly Igberi, a popular comedian known as Kelly Blind. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
And also with him is the member of the board or member of the board of the Federal Society for Blind, Dr. Godi Sibo. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, they said the future is accessible. Now, looking at the Nigerian environment, how accessible is the future for persons living with disability?
Wow. I think that is really the major issue. The thing is that in Nigeria, we have provision for the abled, for the person who is able, who has no disability, to go to school, to develop, to get jobs, and so those people can get jobs. The 25 million people with disability don't have these opportunities. This is the reason why you see them begging in the streets. They have the same head, they have the same capability. The fact that somebody has a bad leg or a blind eye does not make him any less human or less capable. But it is the question of access that creates the impression that they cannot do something. In areas where they have been given access, where they've been given training, where they've been allowed to go to school, where they've been allowed to get jobs, they have done exceedingly well. There are blind people who are lawyers. There are blind people who are doctors. There is even a blind person who climbed Mount Everest. There are people who are disabled who became presidents. President Eisenhower in the US had a disability. Even Kennedy had a disability. He had to be using a rocking chair. So the issue is not that they don't have sense or they don't have capability. The issue is that they are not given access. And what we should be asking for today is that government, industry, people should give them training and should give them access so that they can get to the potential that you and I have been able to get to.
Let me talk to you, Kelly, for a minute. On January 23, 2019, President Buhari signed into law the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 20 to protect you and others against all of these human rights abuses, some of these opportunities he's talked about. How effective has it been from your own point of view?
The truth is that, first of all, we want to thank the president because that bill has been, from the time of President Olusegun Obasanjo to the former President Yar'Adua, to the President Goodluck Jonathan. So we need to appreciate this president, and by thanking this president, by signing this bill, because the bill we all physically challenged has been fighting for, advocating for. So, but I must tell you that as we speak, this bill has not been implemented. Because the truth is that, and if this bill is not implemented, this bill cannot be effective. So we are begging the president, and we are begging the presidency, the Ninth Assembly, to look into this bill so that this bill can be implemented, so that me and other persons living with disability can have, a better life in Nigeria. At the time, I'm a comedian. I think last 2 months, something happened to me where my car was, impounded. My car was parked in the wrong place. So before I came out for where I was buying something, they took my car to where they went to park it. So immediately my driver had hold me, and we got there, and the person was like, you go bring blind person to come back for motor abi? So I was like, Is it a country that a blind man cannot have a car? Who told you a blind man cannot buy a car? So this kind of these are the things we are talking about. These are the things we are telling these are the why we are begging the president so that this bill can be implemented, so that this discrimination, because I saw it as a discrimination.
All right. Sorry, Kelly, just because of time. Dr. Sibo, just one more thing you want to add before we go?
Yes, on this bill, the Federal Nigerian Society for the Blind
Okay.
has program to help industry, to help the big companies, the Dangotes, the Shell, the companies operating in Nigeria. We have the program to develop handicapped people living with disability, for them to employ, so that there will be no reason why they will say...
for them to be employable.
Yes.
Is that
Yeah, for them to be employable by these people. So we want to want to partner with these organizations to let us work with them in their human resource function to be able to develop people living with disability for them to employ, so that they can meet this 5%. Because we're also going to be an advocacy group. If you are an organization and you have not employed 5%, we're going to be...
persons living with disability.
Of people living with disability,
Yes.
we are going to come after you. But we're not just only saying that, we are saying we can partner with you, we can work with you to meet your human resource requirement, to develop and provide people living with disability for you.
Yeah.
All right, Kelly, as a comedian, how much success have you recorded in terms of your colleagues giving you the opportunity to be able to express your thoughts and ventilate your creative abilities?
Wow. I must say 80%, because the comedy industry is industry that when I came into the industry in 2009 by the popular comedian AY, who discovered me, you know, they really give me a welcome reception. So being a comedian, you know, it's something I need to, you know, happy with, and I really appreciate my other comedians, like the top comedians, because they give me the platform. They need me to perform in all the biggest comedy events. So
creative space, you have access opportunity. That's what
I have access opportunity to, you know.
All right. I wish we had more time to talk about these issues, but unfortunately, this is how much we can go on the program. I want to thank two of you for coming on the program. Mr. Kelly Gary,
thank you,
also known as Kelly Blind, a comedian. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome, sir.
And also Dr. Godi Sibo, a member of the Federal Society for the Blind and the Pro-Chancellor of Benson Idahosa University. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much indeed.
Well, that's it on the program for today. Thank you so much for being part of it. I'm Jeffrey Uzano. Good afternoon.